Okay, if you will just bear with me for another minute as I wrap this up, I'd like to remind you of a basic fact you should always keep in mind. You heard that money is power. That's an absolute truth. The government knows that money is power. And over the years, it's been accumulating power over us by incrementally increasing the amount of personal money it takes or steals from us. That's why we're slaves to the government. The government has taken our power away from us through taxation. Remember, money is power. They've taken our money away, they've taken our power away. So there's no such thing in America as consent of the governed. I didn't consent to them taking this away from me. There's no such thing in America as consent to the government. We're powerless. And I'm sure you've had feelings of powerlessness. I mean, that's why the tea parties are going on. There's, more and more people are waking up to the fact that we're powerless. Money is power. They've taken our money. We have no power. So I'm tired of being powerless and being a slave. I want my freedom. I want my power back. Don't you? I sure hope so. So it's time, in fact, it's way past time to take our power back. The California Freedom from Slavery Act is a significant start toward restoring our Creator-endowed personal power. Now, I have a copy here of the Owner's Manual for Life provided by our Creator. You may ask, what the heck is that? Well, it's like a standard owner's manual, like you get with your car. It's like a standard owner's manual that every manufacturer provides for the product it's created. It tells you how the product was designed to work, tells you how to use it, and it tells you how to maintain it. And you can follow the manufacturer's instructions and have success, or you can ignore the manufacturer's instruction and do your own thing and suffer the consequences. Well, our Creator has provided an instruction manual for us, His creations. And He gives us the choice to follow it or ignore it and go our own way. So that's what I call the Owner's Manual for Life. I have the Holman Christian Standard Version. It's the easiest to read in our modern language, usage of language, and it's the most faithful to the original version of any available. I discovered this one while I was perusing a bookstore in Wichita, Kansas. I was killing some time before flying back from an interview arranged and paid for by Boeing. My previous favorite to this was the New American Standard Version because it was the easiest to read and also considered the most faithful to the original versions at the time. Now you ask, why am I bringing this up? Okay, I've searched through the manual and I cannot find any justification at all for any man to be the slave of any other man or the slave of any other group of men. That's not what our Creator intended. Slavery is immoral. It's time to abolish it. And you thought slavery was already abolished. No, Virginia, it's not been abolished. It's alive and well right here in good old US of A. It's now becoming clear. The truth is, Lincoln did not free the slaves. Rather, he enslaved all Americans. We've been suffering ever since. I made that claim to my dear departed nephew, who was a Civil War buff. He was a member of a Civil War band, and he participated in Civil War reenactments at Gettysburg and Huntington Beach, California. When I told him that Lincoln may have freed the slaves, but he enslaved all Americans, he thought for a few moments, more than a few seconds. After some contemplation, he replied, "You're right. I never thought about it that way before. Of course I'm right. I'm always right." Okay, well, enough talk. It's time to get moving. It's time to take massive action now. Download the petition, print it out, sign it, ask other registered voters to sign it, and send it to the Newport Beach address provided on the petition. And while you're at it, download the education tax relief and parental protection petitions and sign them at the same time. The Freedom from Slavery Act provides tax relief for California residents age 55 and above, whereas the California Education Tax Relief Act provides tax relief for residents of all ages. So seniors, please sign all the petitions in consideration of your fellow residents, and then as a show of appreciation for the support they will undoubtedly give you by voting for the California Freedom from Slavery Act. Remember, we're all in this together. Also remember that these initiatives will send a loud, strong reprimand to our arrogant, condescending legislature that they cannot ignore. This is not an ignorable street demonstration. This is a tangible, hit them in the pocketbook, keep it in our pocketbooks, blow to their usurping of our Creator-endowed power. So take advantage of these 3 petitions to send a message across the board and with emphasis. So after you send the petitions in, it would be appreciated if you could contribute whatever you think you can afford to ensure that the initiatives will get on the ballot and are successful. Remember that for a one-time investment of $2 million in the California Freedom from Slavery Act alone will produce a return of $20 billion every year forever. That's a return of 10,000 times. Every year you get a 10,000 times return on one investment. Now that's the kind of return I can get excited about. How about you? Yeah, I thought so. Okay, so let's move out now. Let's get all of the 1 million signatures for each initiative set in this month. And then with the Invite Friends feature, this is doable. So take action, invite your friends, and contribute. Your action will be rewarded immensely every year henceforth. So don't rest until the job is done. Now it's been rumored that the post office business is off. I'm sure the Newport Beach postal employees would appreciate your kind support. So let's show them some warmth by flooding their facility with as much as 1 to 3 million pieces of mail over the next few weeks. I'm sure they'll be grateful and thank you profusely. Thanks for listening. Thanks for the actions you're about to take. Let's roll.